Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. We are on the server 108 account and this is episode 41. We're 6 months and a half into the account, just a little bit over 2 weeks before we get to the next division. I know a lot of you are waiting to join us from the legendary division. When we hit there, you will be able to join the guild, and we're definitely looking for a few more active players to join our rank. If you're well in the low 2000 in terms of account power, you'll fit right in. And if you are relatively new to the game, the Bulls community do have two guilds in more recent server, a brand new one called Bulls Legion in server 135, and I believe there's another one called Bulls Supreme that is right in the middle of the pack, I think in the 120s range. So if you're new, I'll put all of the guild IDs in the link in the description below. So if you're looking for an active guild, that's a great place to go. And moreover, I think the new Demon Conquest content, I think really promotes people to be in part of an active guild. Every attack is worth 50 points, so just by being part of an active guild, you easily can unlock some of those requests. Even if you join a guild that has already beaten the boss, you get to claim the rewards right away and get to start working on your own personal milestones for those extra rewards. So maybe today we'll do a little bit of guild content and a little bit of 3 versus 3 PvP. We kind of got Marie on this account as well, only exclusive to. I think when your account is in the in the 6 month mark, you really start to see the spread between the big pay to win whales, kind of the dolphin spenders, and where the free to play stack. As you know, we budget $100 a week for this, and we consistently able to stay in like the top 10 range, regardless of how the different zones move around. We've been pretty stable in there, but some of the top players, they are pretty big whales, and you can clearly see a few 100k in power difference, and they do have all of the latest heroes, which makes it very challenging. So maybe first we'll start, we'll have a couple of battles against people at our own level around relatively the same power, show how the teams have evolved a little bit, and then we'll go up against players of a much higher caliber and see if we can get at least 2 out of 3s. First team, one of the bigger changes on this account is Wukong E3. I think Wukong, you can get Wukong through the Starry Night event. So I think we have one coming up around soon. But you see these tokens, these Starry coins, you can actually use it to exchange for a Wukong in there. So you can save up those every event, and free to plays can get 2,000 every event. So I'm close to be able to save up for another copy of Wukong there, which is great. You can also get Esther and other heroes in there. I really hope they start add more heroes to this rainbow. Someone was asking me where the rainbow store is. Here's the rainbow store, and I really hope they add like the next hero to it. And if they add Lydia to this box, it would be great, because that is a really old hero. We also see Panda get to E2 for this account. So overall, like our limited hero pool really is coming together. We're just really working on Beatrix next now, and we'll have a new limited hero coming in about a month or so. And I hope to see the pack come out for Marie just to get the E3 soon for this account as well. So up against a team like this, right? Here's kind of there's different strategies I mentioned. I feel like we actually have we have so many heroes in the pool now that the meta is quite diverse, so you can create all sorts of different teams. And when you stack everything on one team, yes, it makes it really strong, but it does make your other two teams a little bit more vulnerable. For me on this account, I'm running kind of a similar strategy. I'm using Marie on like a perma-freeze team, and because Marie has a self-cleanse, so it plays well into that. Combined with Giselle gives me a little bit of survivability. The first team has Wukong now in it to make it a little bit more survivable. Between Moricus and Lance, I do hope they do enough damage. On my main account, I opted to have Erito in there, and then here I'm running more of a team around using Willa and Giselle together. Here's kind of a slightly different variation of it. I could also take these two out and I put in Willa and showering here as a trigger condition for Airto. Like, both situation work. Right now I just find, I want to have a little more flexibility dealing with the likes of Marie's when I run into it. So I find this option a little bit better, especially with improvement to Nordak E4. I am testing it out a little bit to see, the extra damage boost and the HP will help, really help Atkins proc a lot better this way. So overall, this is kind of the setup I'm running with. So let's test these teams out and see how we go. Here I'm going for the permanent freeze, and here I'm hoping that, I get a easier setup because, Big Jack doesn't get pushed back here. So let's see how they go. So as expected, I'm setting up and the attack all works up, but the lance does huge amount of damage, and we easily won the first one. The second one, what we're hoping to do is we're freezing the Marie. Marie cleanses out of it, but we freeze it a second time. And what we're hoping is Marie is going to be able to get her to be able to do direct damage to the enemy Marie soon from the direct damage. There we go. We got the first kill. And as soon as we killed Marie, we're able to now deal with the rest of the enemy team. And for the last one, there's a lot of poison coming in from the enemy. But here's where having Panda and being able to cleanse, hopefully, will give us what we need. And the proccing happened right there from one single big hit from Atkins. And you saw that worked really well with Nordak buffing the attacks from Atkins. Let's go up against another player maybe around our rank. Let's try this one. So again, similar power level, but a lot more limited heroes. Let's see how this one plays out. So this is where I'm going to show, I'm hoping the last team plays well into the setup. This is kind of a perma-freeze setup, but we're hoping, having both Panda and Atkins allow us to stay unfrozen and create the conditions to kill, through direct damage here. And we hopefully is sufficient to survive the damage coming through. Here we're going to deal with, we can't freeze it, but we're going to have to deal with a little bit of an issue here, but I hope, it will be smart enough to go into Moricus and allow us to make the key hit there. Being able to go twice, make sure the lance doesn't proc onto my own lance, so that will help. The first one, I'm hoping the freeze will allow me to kind of get the head start, and because all of the damage, majority of it is not direct damage, I should be able to survive, and my Giselle will be able to do sufficient damage for me to get through all of that. Let's see how that goes. It could completely backfire on us, but if we can freeze the Nordak, a majority of it, like if we can freeze these three heroes and get a second freeze onto it, it will be really helpful. Okay, let's see if it plays according to the game plan. So immediately let's start off with a freeze, and we got two of them. It didn't cleanse, so now they're into deep freeze. Okay, we're applying the first one. Now we have speed up, we have the freeze, and good. And we are through. Giselle did a ton of damage right through that. Now for the second one, hopefully the interaction works the way I expect it to work. Now, because I got hit by a CC, Lance does get to move ahead there. The imprison did not seem to work on me. Let me just check the speed here. I think the main reason is the enemy here. They put a Dakota that's too slow. You need a really fast Dakota if you want to imprison the Lance. So Dakota, like at higher levels, what you see is people will run Dakotas at like close to 3,000 speed. So now, because he didn't imprison my Dakota, this makes it a much easier fight. If I did get imprisoned, it would be very different. I would have to then hopefully pick the attack onto Moricus for that. Okay, let's see this play out. This is where I got a double freeze, but our Atkins is able to. Okay, so we got increased protection against direct damage there, but we did get frozen once. This is not looking good. Atkins got cleansed. Atkins needs to. Okay, we got. Oh, this is getting awfully. I don't like the look of this. We really need to join it. Okay, good. We got rid of the Marie there, but our Marie also died. Well, sorry, we didn't have a Marie on this team. So again, this team probably still needs a little bit of work. It is a really tough team on the last one to be able to deal with some of the freeze mechanic there. We did manage to take out the Marie though. Maybe some additional thoughts on this team to be able to counterplay into a team like that. Now let's go up against people above our class, and let's see if we can at least get some extra, get at least 2 wins out of the 3 here. So like this is an example of where people will stack their very first team, and it's really strong. But what ends up happening is you leave yourself vulnerable for the other 2 teams. So here's what I'm hoping is I'm able to take out the. So here I'm thinking I'm going to get, let's see if it works out. I'm expecting to lose the first one. And I'm because the enemy effective resistance is really high, so I'm guessing for the most part I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do there. Yeah, this is just too much whaleness there. Okay, so on the second team though, I do expect to win, and this is where I'm really hoping that the anti-CC will come through. He has an Aerotoll, but I'm hoping that I will be able to proc though. This is the damage is coming in pretty hard though. Okay. Good. Now I just need to break through all of those shields. Okay, come on. Atkins, do something. I know you can't pursue into Aerotoll, but I thought you would have been able to at least do 2 out of the 4 attacks, no? Okay, there we go. So being tanky enough does help. Okay, now this last one. Here you can see we did get imprisoned, right? And you can see the enemy has a much faster Dakota, and this is how you should be building a Dakota. Now, okay. Now what's interesting is I actually got imprisoned on both of them because their Lydia went like that. That's unfortunate, but I suppose. I mean, There's not much. Well, I guess we can speed up this way. Yep. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, nope. We lost. Okay, so there's definitely, the power and will gap there. And we will try on Scallywag one last as a last one here as well. So they're not running a Dakota, but I'm hoping this team will be now. But the problem is this one we're dealing with a little bit more of a perma CC situation. I'm hoping that we are able to survive through the Giselle. For the last team though, I'm going to be hit by Beatrix, but I'm hoping I'm able to go first because of that and then win out that way. And for the first one, we'll go for the perma freeze, and let's see if I don't expect to win the first one. But let's see if we can find a way to focus our energy on clearing it out there. Nope. Definitely not. Yeah. No. Just not happening. Not happening. Okay, now the second team. What I'm hoping here will be different. Is that we're able to drag it out enough so that Lance eventually starts doing his thing. Atkins start doing his thing, and to be able to punch through. But the protect allies there is a little bit problematic. So we already lowered it enough to proc it once. But the Giselle definitely is a very big threat there. Okay, yeah, we're not able to punch through all those shields. That's a big problem. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't have Giselle or Reyna on this count. This is kind of an embarrassment. Let's hope the last team at least get through according to plan. So he's now going to hit me. I get... Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what? I was expecting my Lance to be able to get a turn, but because my Lance moved, his Lance actually hit my Lance next. Well, there you go. The difference is far too great than what I originally anticipated. So hopefully with those lessons learned, we're going to go do our Guild Arena. And hopefully, I'm able to pick the fights accordingly, and, play to the different advantages. This one, and we made slightly difference in team here. We're playing with a couple things to know. One is we don't have the tower buff, so I'm going to have much lower stats than my enemy because we have a tower of 4 versus 11. So it's really about matching up the composition and know what plays into what. Again, the first one's kind of a no-brainer, play into the anti-freeze. Here, the interaction is going to be very similar between the two teams. It's really about who has the faster. I should be faster because I got a Morikis in there, and the last team, we are safe because we're safe from the dots for the most part. So should be an easy 3-0. Okay, go on to the next one. Here, this should be a pretty straightforward battle as well. Yeah, the last one doesn't have a special Marie, so we're okay. We don't have E2 Marie. The next one here, again, anti-CC. Last one copy, and we can just permanent freeze it, and we're good, and we're faster. So that should be easy. Probably should have picked a different day for Guild Arena. We'll go through these relatively quickly. I think I saw someone a little bit higher power later. So these are, so this is kind of, you're starting to see some of these teams. And again, like these are top guilds, right? These are top guilds in our division, guild ranking, server ranking. So you're starting to see, what the free to play teams kind of look like at a 6-month mark as well. And I feel like, you clearly see a huge difference in terms of, oh, how do we lose the first one? Well, this is actually worth replaying on, because I think this is a good example of, if you boost your lance enough and with all that stats, I think the lance just killed everything, right? Wow. Got a freeze in there. Wasn't able to strip through, I guess. Wow. The tower buff is pretty notable with how hard the lance is hitting me. Probably should have went with a different team setup there. So, and you can see the power, the tower buff. Look at that attack on that lance. That's quite notable. Does he have a, yeah, and he's got the echo with it too. Okay, so that was a little bit of an oversight. But I feel like this gives you a good sense of, what a lot of the free to play. So if your teams look somewhat like this and you're playing for 6 months, and if you've been saving up, you could probably get, if you're lucky, you're able to get one of the newer heroes too. So here we're going to go for that freeze on the Marie, and we should have an easy time with it. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Okay, I think the next couple we got in the same competition range. So here again, very similar team to our first one, but with more stats. And this is where I feel like there's that opportunity to go for that freeze here. And on that last team, actually, what, we're going to do this because this has so much dot on it. Marie's going to help us with the last team. For the first team, though, I feel like we're just going to get procced right into it because there's not enough survivability in it. We're going to manual this one. And just to see if maybe there's an opportunity to have a slightly different result, because we could try to hit hard enough. Okay, maybe I should have here's the lance hit. Lance hit really, really hard. Let's get rid of the arrow toe. And I think we got it. Yeah. Having Wukong is really nice. And the proc happened, so that's kind of the trigger condition with Xiaoying. And of course, the last one, we're going really for that freeze so that Giselle doesn't give us a huge problem. And you can see, having being free from all the dot damage for those couple first turns really is huge. And that's why, direct damage dealing teams or having some direct damage on your team is really important to play against all of these Maries now in the meta. Right, next couple ones. We'll go back to skipping. I think we're safe. This one, go for the freeze there. The first team. I think we're okay. Should be able to just clear that. Over here, again, play against. Here for this last team, again, yeah, we're gonna counterplay into it. The Marie's not E2. The first one's really fast, but we can freeze them for the most part. And the last one, we will be faster. The one in the middle, so we're okay. That should be a 3-0. And finally, the last battle here. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I mean, today was really not that big of a challenge, but at least you got the first part of the video. Hopefully, that kind of give you some thoughts about the spread. 6 months into the game, I think, depending on your spending level, the power gap really widens. Like if you're somewhat of a spender, you can probably enjoy and feel the what all these LTEs are bringing to the table for you. But if you're in the free to play range, I think here's a good representation of what your teams will look like 6 months into the game. And being part of a very active guild will give you most of the reward. So again, shout out for our guild and shout out for the Bulls community. The UIDs for these guilds are all in the description below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gandalf out.